It's Backstage Community Forum. Scotty H here, and I'm here with Marko James, best known for probably Morticia, guitar player for the band Morticia, live from Markos Basement for anybody who was watching during COVID. And you've also been in Banther, Back Alley Club, Atomic Playboys. You got quite a resume.
Excalibur I toured with.
Okay.
They were on the Cake Your Ass Homegrown album.
Oh, were they? Dare Force was on that too, right?
Yep.
Okay. Mary Jane Alm was.
They had a few albums though. They had like 4 years in a row.
Oh, did they really? I only remember the one album because that's the one I had. So
yeah. I'm on my way, Dare Force.
Yes, I'm on my way, Dare Force. That
Love
was
that
great.
Song.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
I appreciate you letting me come down here. We're actually live, we're on tape. Well, we're on digital recording in Markos Basement. So during COVID, I watched all of your shows live, and I'd take my laptop and I'd put it out to the TV and I'd put it on through the stereo. And so it was like I was able to go out and have a concert brought to me because you couldn't really do anything back then. And it's really cool to be sitting here in your basement right now where all that stuff happened.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So what gave you the idea to start doing that?
I can tell you exactly what gave me the idea. So what happened was all these shows got canceled because I'm used to playing a few times a month, and and then I started bumming out like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
And I all of a sudden I started thinking about Wayne's World. Remember? Because they had their own little video thing in their basement.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did.
And then Aerosmith guested on it once. But, I mean, it was a joke show, but...
Tia Carrero was on there. Yeah,
yeah, and I got the idea from Wayne's World. And I thought, why not just... Because I was doing them like within 2 months of
the
shows.
shutdown, yeah.
The first one was an experiment. It was just me and an acoustic with 3 songs.
Okay, I didn't see the first one.
Shoot. It was a
3 camera
shoot.
Okay,
but it was the very first one, and it was an experiment to see if this was gonna work, and it did. So the next one was just me and 2 guys with acoustics.
Oh my god!
And we just kept growing until we had full bands in here.
Yeah, and you had the Kissin' Time, the Kiss tribute.
I had
band.
Arena too.
Oh, you had. That's right. You did have Arena too in here, and you had Mod Squad. Right?
And the Joan Jett tribute band.
Oh, I missed that
Something
one.
Cherry.
Cherry Bomb.
Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, Cherry Bomb. Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah. Nina.
Yeah.
The Mod Garage were down here.
Mod Garage. I said Mod Squad. I apologize.
That's all good. But yeah, the Mod Garage was down here. We had the Dude Brothers.
The Dude Brothers.
Yeah, that's Grace and Siri who.
Oh, okay.
And Max.
All right.
I mean, and then we had a blues band, but we had so many different.
Oh, it was so fun.
We had my one-time band Rox, which is ROXZ, but we only did one gig. I don't know. Do you know John Weedman? He books Rockfest a lot, and
the Viking rocker.
Yeah.
Yep.
So John, he called me around Christmas and said, "Could you put together some kind of a tribute band for Rockfest for me?" And I said, "Well, what do you want?" And he said, "Well, I was thinking like Doc and Rat, Skid Row, something like that, Dio." So I made some phone calls and we booked it in January. I hadn't even rehearsed.
Oh, really?
But I found Grace and Siri was our singer.
Oh, really?
So we also did Rocks down here as part of the Markos Basement.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, it was so much fun. You and I met probably 88, 89?
Yep, probably 80. Yeah, 89 probably.
Yep, and you actually got some opportunities for my band to play in clubs that we had never played for by opening for you in Morticia with stuff like Pain Reliever, Ryan's, things like that we hadn't been exposed to before. And I remember you reaching out to me and we got that all hooked up. But yeah, I remember those days. It was really fun. And I loved putting together the flyers because you could put the Morticia headstone on there. And we had a headstone on our tape too. So it was absolutely
Yeah,
good.
I remember.
Yeah. So how many years were you with Morticia?
Only like 2.5.
Really?
People think I was there a long time.
Yes.
So I joined right after they put the second album out.
Okay.
They had just put it out, and I bumped into Matt and Jody at Nibs,
Yep.
and they were discussing possibly putting a second guitar in.
Yeah.
So but there wasn't a lot of movement. Jody was the one who moved the most, and
Yep.
then Matt behind the drums. So
Yeah.
that was the whole reason they brought me in.
Oh, okay.
So it was just to bring a little more life.
Okay.
Which the cool thing was I joined right when their gigs got really good.
Yeah.
We got the tours, we got ARM,
Oh, yep.
and
Domago.
just everything hit right at that point. So I got lucky.
you got to do those shows were so amazing. I mean, there wasn't anything like that, especially in town. You could go to, Ryan's and watch a full blown concert of you guys playing. Matt's got the fiery drumsticks and all that kind of stuff, and it was just amazing. And but only 2.5, 3 years, but you still have the continued relationship with.
Oh
them,
yeah.
So, yeah. So I mean,
I've done a lot of Morticia shows.
yeah.
But after they broke up and decided to do reunion shows.
Okay.
I've been part of every reunion show.
Yeah. I think I've been at most of them as well because one of my favorite bands. What were some of the better shows that you guys did? What was some of the more fun stuff that you done?
Some stuff I can't talk about, but my wife would kill me.
Since the incident.
She knows. But
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I loved playing at Medusa's in Chicago.
Okay.
That was just a crazy bar. It was like a hotel that they gutted, and then they tore out the center of it.
Oh, really?
And then they had bands in there, and they had like another area that they tore out rooms, but made one bigger room. But it looked just like an apartment building or something.
Oh,
It was
really?
weird. Old one. It was either a hotel or apartment, but it was called Medusa's. I mean, we had issues at the end of the night, but but the bar itself was just so cool. But there were lots of cool gigs. I mean, we toured Canada.
Oh, did you really? Okay.
And
All
that
right.
was fun.
Yeah. You had to get the passports and all that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
But every single bar we played at was connected to a hotel and had a strip club. So the strippers back then liked rock and rollers. So they'd be watching you when they weren't dancing.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So-
like the pain reliever. Yeah.
But it was just bizarre because they
Yeah.
had one floor for the dancers and for the musicians.
Well, they could tie us all together. That's fine with me.
That's
I wouldn't have any
that's
problem
what they
with that.
would do, and we
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah. That's so you toured So did you do like a lot of touring then?
Yeah. We went, well, not a ton, but we went down to Texas.
Okay.
You know, what happened was the whole Seattle scene hit,
Yep.
and I just kind of saw the forest of the trees, and Dave Majerus was quitting. And so I just thought, well, since there's no gigs booked and stuff, I just kind of bailed with Dave.
Okay.
And they went on for a couple more years, and they got to play some cool places that I wished I would have hung on for like one more year.
Yeah.
But they got to go down and play in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember which they played two places in Hollywood. Rainbow, I think. and
Okay.
then one other room.
Yeah, maybe the whiskey.
Or, yeah, the
Whiskey
whiskey.
Go-Go.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then they went to New York and got to play CBGB's.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
After I left.
So you didn't get to go and play CBGB's. Oh my god.
Tim Coletti did.
Oh, Tim. Okay.
He
Tim,
was not my direct replacement, but there was one guy that didn't last long, and then Tim. He's in Arch Allies right now.
Yeah, and
He was in Arena.
Arena. Yeah, that's the one that I remember. It was Arena. So he is in Arch Allies now.
Yep.
The Journey band.
Well,
Yeah.
they do Journey, Def Leppard, and a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff.
Gotcha. So wow. So, but he replaced you in Morticia.
There was one dude with dreads that was there for a few months, but
Okay.
and I don't even know if he did a show. I don't know, but
Yeah.
Coletti got to do some really cool stuff with them that I kind of regret not doing. But
you
it
got
is
to
what
do
it
the
is.
CBGB's gig. That's the one that'd be like missing out on doing First Avenue.
Yeah,
As far-
but Hollywood at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was still hopping
Whiskey.
when they went
Whiskey
down
would
there.
be huge.
Yeah.
But I think whiskey's still there.
It is.
CBGB's is
Most
gone.
of them, CBGB's is gone.
Yeah. But how did you get started playing music?
Okay, when I was little, I was a huge Alice Cooper fan, but then became a huge Kiss fan.
Yeah.
And I thought, I got to play. So I started playing drums when I was about 8. And then I realized when I was a teen, like 13,
Yep.
that I'm going to be stuck behind everybody. And I want to be up front. So
You put the best apples right to the front of the cart.
So I started playing guitar,
Yeah.
and it didn't take long. I mean, within a year, I'd already done a show.
Okay. All right.
But I met guys at school, you know,
Okay.
that I taught the drummer. I gave him my drum set, and he's still playing with me. I mean, he wasn't for many years, but he has been now for over 20.
Oh, really? Okay. And that's part. Okay.
Yeah, Billy Z.
Billy
Bill's
Z.
on. But he is with Atomic Playboys. He was in Back Alley.
Okay.
And so basically, he wasn't the first, though. I had a different drummer. And then his brother, Frank, is on guitar. So Bill and Frank are brothers.
Okay.
And
All right.
so that's who I met in high school. So, you know, and then he introduced me to the bass player, Michael, who is with me still right now.
Oh, wow.
Frank, Michael, and Billy are with me, and they've been playing with me for years now.
Well, so if you make a friend of Marko, you have a friend for life.
That's
true.
Everybody that you know that I was friends with, I still, even if we don't see each other, we still consider each other friends.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
But
Oh.
in guitar class in 1979,
Schmidt, Crash Course?
no, it was at high school, South.
Oh, South High?
So I was better than the teacher.
Okay.
And so I'm really truly not, you know, patting my own back. I really was.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating for him. So he put me in this little practice room in the music room. Oh. And then Frank was kind of in the same boat. He was a little better than everybody. So he stuck him in that room with me.
Oh, gosh.
So me and
he
him-
pretty much planted the seeds to start the band.
The music teacher did it.
That's crazy.
And me and him started playing together, and I knew bar chords better than him. He knew standard chords better than me.
And so
So we swapped.
it's peanut butter and chocolate right
Right,
there,
yeah.
man. That's
Because like I'd never played a lot of the standard chords.
okay.
I was just good at bars, you know. And
Yeah.
I could strum
Getting
really
that
good.
rhythm right, getting everything. You know,
And
finding
I mean,
the-
I was always a fast learner, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So here's another funny thing: is Michael, my bass player, was I'm not going to say he was a mean bully, but he liked to fight when we were young, and all I knew about him was seeing him get in fights, and so Frank told me I know a guy that'll play bass for us, and I didn't know his name. And he said, I'll bring him over to your house tonight. So all of a sudden, the kid that had teased me just a couple of years earlier is standing in the door. And my heart fell, you know. I was like, oh. And you know what?
And you're new to this at this
Yeah.
point in time. It's not like this is old hat to you. This is new. Yeah.
And he really hadn't played bass. He just went and bought one. So I had to show him stuff. Even though I had never, but
That's the way it was.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. It's organic. Organic is
then
good.
our drummer got in trouble and got sent off to serve some time, and he was only like 14.
Oh,
a
no.
juvie place.
Oh, okay.
So then we got Frank's brother Bill, and
Wow.
I spent 3 months showing him stuff, and he fast learner.
Really?
He played marching stuff in school.
Oh, he did. Okay.
So
So,
he
he
went-
already had everything.
He just never had played a kick with a snare. It was always, you know, just the snare hitting.
Yeah. Oh, I gotcha.
He was a natural.
What kind of stuff were you playing?
Well, that's kind of what broke us up. But in the early days, we wrote a lot of songs, but we also played Stones and
Yeah.
Skinner and, you know, even Thin Lizzy.
Okay.
You know,
Yep.
Whatever songs we were able to do.
Gotcha.
And then what happened was, once we got to be about 18, 19,
Yeah.
everybody wanted to be Iron Maiden. And, you know, except I was kind of thinking more at that time, since we're writing songs that are more organic,
Yeah.
they weren't super heavy, but they weren't light.
Yeah.
We were kind of like the Black Crowes of the time.
Oh, really?
Before
Okay.
Black Crowes.
That's cool.
That's what we sounded like. And I said, why don't we just stick to our guns and try to see if we can do something with this? And they were like, no.
Yeah. So
they
you guys-
they wanted to go heavy, and what's funny is my next band was a band called Sinister Angel that I
sounds
didn't
like
play
that
with
was-
very long, but
That sounds a little heavy.
yeah, it was UFO and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And then I went into funk
Okay. All
right
right.
after that.
And what kind of funk stuff did you do?
Oh, it was all original.
Oh, okay.
Banther was an original band.
Banther, yeah. So that was your right after that was Banther, or did
Yeah,
you have
that was with NTA,
okay.
National Talent Association.
Oh, okay.
So right after Sinister Angel, I got into Banther. And
Oh
what's
yeah,
funny
because you were
is
saying that you were like 20. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that.
Yeah.
And put that. But
I was 21 in that photo.
Is it-
Nicky Wicked had auditioned right before me.
really,
He did. He auditioned for Banther right before me.
wow, you took the spot.
I'm not going to say I took it from him because the way I heard it was that he just wasn't. He wanted to play heavier stuff.
I gotcha. That's good. And so, what year would it that would have been?
That was 85.
80, okay, so that was before Slave Raider.
But yeah, it was cool, you know. And Banther was the band that taught me stage stuff
Okay.
because we played in front of mirrors. So when we practiced, we had mirrors in front of us. So if you had your mouth open, you knew it. You know, if you had bad posture, you knew it.
Yep.
So it just automatically made you try to look better.
So then it was natural when you got on stage.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So, and they were sticklers about it. So they wanted you to be at your best.
It was
So,
part of the
and it was a funk band, so it was rock funk. And so they, you know, there were steps involved and stuff, you know, having to choreograph steps and stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of cool too. Did you like that kind of?
I didn't mind it because, you know, Prince was so big here at that point.
Oh yeah, 85. Oh my God.
And I thought, you know what, the biggest, because this is before Soul Asylum, you know, and
Yep.
I mean, at that point in time, the only things that were coming out of here was dance music, funk, you know.
Yeah.
And so I thought,
Except for Limited Warranty.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
those guys.
true.
They did
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Star Search thing.
they got big when we were in Banther.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's cool.
That's when, because we talked about them.
Oh, in the band you talked
Yeah, we
about?
would discuss it because that was kind of, because they were doing similar to what we were doing. you
Yeah.
know. Not exact, but, you know, it was pop music.
Yeah, they were pop, but you were more on the funk side of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But it was similar.
I gotcha. That's cool.
So
Wow.
So what happened there, and I'm not afraid to say this. I still talk to the guys from Banther too, but so we were pushed on a tour and it went great, but they would have CBS Records and Columbia and everybody would come to our studio and sit in chairs and watch us. We'd perform for them like because it was a big place that we had.
Oh, really?
So, but every one of them turned us down because of our similarities to Prince. Our singer kind of looked a little like him,
That flair. Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie.
Yeah.
So they basically, we had a 5-year contract and they let us off the hook. And I figured I was 22, 23.
Yeah.
And I thought, this ain't going to go anywhere now.
Yeah.
So I got to move on. So I quit. Me and the
Okay.
bass player both did.
I gotcha. And then
NTA called me and said, we have a band on the road right now called Excalibur that needs a guitar player.
Really?
So I went and jammed with them on a Wednesday, and on Friday I started the tour with them.
Oh, wow. You were really have guitar will travel.
Yeah, our
Gonna-
first show was at the Red Carpet in St. Cloud.
Really?
I mean, my first show with them, not
Yeah.
their first show.
the red carpet.
And then we went right from a 2-night stint there, Friday, Saturday. We had to be to Denver, Colorado on Monday.
Oh my! So you were able to I suppose you were young. You could do whatever you wanted at that point in time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
6-month tour, and then they broke up while we were on the road.
So okay, so that's wow.
And they were on the KQRS Homegrown album, like I said. And
Oh yeah, that's
they
right.
had a
Excalibur.
ballad on there. But they were a rock band. I mean, we did a lot of originals, but you had to play covers too. It was like even Slave Raider. Mm-hmm. Back then, you didn't have to. You didn't.
Yeah.
But what I mean
If you
is,
wanted to play all night, you did.
right, and if you wanted to make money,
Yeah.
you had to kind of split it up. And so that's what we did. Is we did both. We'd do 3 or 4 originals per set.
Okay. Did you play like nibs and stuff like that too then? Or was-
Nibs, I never played Minneapolis.
Oh, really?
I went on tour with them, and we were traveling all over the place. They broke up before we ever had a gig here.
Oh, really?
They used to play here, but that was before I was in the band.
So
I never got to play in Minneapolis.
you never got to play in Minneapolis. Didn't get to play CBGBs. Didn't
right.
play the whiskey. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot of things to be. Darn it.
Then I joined another funk band,
Okay.
one more.
Was that one that I would recognize? The
No.
name of? No.
But some of the members went on to do West Side.
Okay. All right.
You know West Side.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. I
but-
think they're still their name is still out there somehow.
Yeah, well, they're still playing out.
Are they still playing out? Okay, yeah.
It's just only one original. The drummer is the
It's
guy.
like the Temptations.
And that was cool. The first show I had was at a bar in St. Paul called Sylvia's
Okay.
on Cedar. And it ended up becoming the Cedar Club. But so we're playing, and this is important part of it. A month before I joined, the bass player got shot on stage at Sylvia's and died in the band I joined. So the Maurice from Banther had joined them and then had him bring me in. He was the replacement for the dude that got shot on stage at Sylvia's. So my first show with them was at this bar that their bass player died on stage. He wasn't the one that was being aimed at. The dude pulled out a gun and started shooting it, and one of the bullets just
Just got by
hit him
a
in the
stray.
chest.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible.
And then we played outside at Powderhorn for one of those 4th of July festivals
Oh, did you really?
with that band, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that you because I was familiar with Banther, and I kind of equate in my brain. I equate to more pop,
Yep.
not as much the funk side, but more the pop.
It was
side.
there, but yeah, because our bass player was pop. He popped.
I gotcha.
But you're right. It was this band that I joined was really funk.
Okay.
That the bass player brought me into.
Gotcha.
They were called Future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would. I mean, they broke up shortly after I quit. And I quit because I thought they were going to start recording and doing originals.
Yeah.
And then the leader of the band pulled me aside and said, this band that we're in is only for me to make money to record. But yeah, you're the only one I'd like to have record. I have other people doing the recordings. And it seemed bad. I didn't like that vibe.
I gotcha.
It's not honest.
Yeah.
So I literally quit right then and there.
Really?
Yep. I said, dude, I can't do things like
thanks,
that.
but no thanks.
Nope.
Yep.
To me, being in a band is a brotherhood.
Oh, absolutely. It goes on forever. I mean, I don't have to tell you that, but it goes on forever. It really does. What did you do after that?
Morticia.
Was that straight into Morticia
Yep.
straight from the funk music to the
Yep.
goth?
The first time Morticia, and Matt would say this, the first time Morticia made city pages, it was an article that said, Morticia gets new guitar player that used to play in Banther. That was their first time being in the city pages, was an article talking about.
You coming from Banther?
And that was kind of an in joke because it's like our first time, and they bring you up because you were in a dance band. It's like that's. And at that time, I had black hair because I had dyed my hair black.
Yep.
So I was already kind of looking what they,
You were in there, yeah.
I don't think if I would have looked like I did in the Banther posters, that would have even came up.
Oh, really?
Probably not.
Yeah. I gotcha.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
Matt is a phenomenal drummer. I think he could probably go in any direction and be successful as a drummer in any type of music.
And back then he was on fire.
Literally.
Literally. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was just.
Because his kit was a little bit different. He had the flat snare. I remember that. And did
The
he have
toms
the flat? Toms
were
are flat
kinda,
too. Yeah, a little bit flat because everybody else had everything pointed at them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So they could go.
Well,
you know?
right, and he always used Ludwig old '60s kits.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Yeah, Ludwig's good stuff though.
But he liked the traditional '60s stuff.
Yeah.
That was his thing. So he really didn't like Other than like, okay, he'd give us ideas for solos and stuff. Like and there were a couple solos he actually wrote. The
Really?
ones you could, he plays guitar too. But
Oh, okay.
so like if it was a singable solo, like with humming,
Oh, okay, yeah.
if it sounded like that, he probably wrote it.
I gotcha.
But all the crazy stuff was him just saying, "Do what you want to do."
Oh, nice.
Brian Bart recorded a lot of solos on some of those albums.
Oh, playing them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeff Loven even played on one.
Really? Jeff Loven and I recorded Brian Bart's at Logic for our second tape. But Brian Bart is a really nice guy and Dare Force, and he has all that credit stuff like that. So
on the first album, though, he recorded, I bet you 3 or 4 of the main solos, like Darksider.
oh, really?
That's all Brian
One of my
Bart.
favorite songs.
It's all Bart. Matt, he has a pretty cool history. I mean, he came from Denver, Colorado, and
okay.
the drummer that ended up with Ozzy, that is no longer with us. I can't remember his name, but those two were both drummers in Colorado, in rival bands.
You're from here, though. You
Yep.
grew up here. This is your roots right here, right?
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Matt, he moved here from Colorado. I don't know what year, but the first thing he did was Blaze, and that's when he started his fire routine.
Oh, really?
Blaze, local band, yeah.
Okay, that was a little bit before my time.
Yep.
But yeah, that's.
Then he did the Billy Idol Flesh for Fantasy band, where he played Billy Idol.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, there's pictures out there. He's got the blonde hair, and he was Billy Idol, and
he was Billy Idol in the tribute band.
yeah.
Wow.
That's when I met him. Blaze is when I met him, but then I saw Flesh Fantasy, and they were pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I would love
The twins were in that band, Todd and
Terry, the guys from Swingin' Teens.
Yep.
And
those two
Todd
were
from Dumpster Juice.
Yep.
Terry was with them in Swingin' Teens, I think.
Yep.
Yep.
Those two were in the Billy Idol tribute band.
Really?
I recorded them here, but it wasn't Dumpster Juice. It was another project they were doing. They started out doing a Sex Pistols tribute band,
Okay.
and Matt was playing drums, and the guitar player, the twin that was the
Terry?
guitar player. Yeah,
Was it Todd and Terry or
Todd and Terry doesn't sound
it
right.
does not sound right? Yeah. I know it starts with a T.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100%
I think I'm mixing
sure.
up with from Vile. I think
But they
Terry's
had
Vile.
a girl singer and then they started writing songs, and they started recording here in this place right here. And we were making their CD, and she had a heroin overdose.
Well, wait,
and all the recordings are still here. In the 90s, I bumped into Matt like 98, 99. He was living in an apartment, and he was putting together a new band that, because of Static Gray breaking up.
Yeah.
And he asked, and I had my recording studio at the other place, and he was asking if I'd help out record some stuff. Well, I started playing guitar because he didn't have a guitar player. Well, then we went on to do a bunch of gigs, and it was under the name Vicious Violet.
Yes, I remember that name. How long did that last for?
About 6 years.
Was it really? Okay. All right. And that would have been, yeah. Would have been-
98, 99 to 2006. We were a three-piece. We went through quite a few bass players.
Oh, really?
Do you know Becky Schmidbauer?
Yeah. Yeah, Becky.
She was our last bass player.
Yeah.
She was with for 2 or 3 of those years.
Got
And
it.
Black Rainbow.
Yeah, I was just
Dio
going to bring that up. Yeah.
That was Vicious Violet turning. We were having a rehearsal and Matt made a joke about, because Dio had just died. And he said, we should do a tribute to Dio, and we know Felicia, who's this great singer, and she,
Yeah.
kind of has the look, and he was joking, kind of,
Yeah.
but Marko, I started thinking,
We're going to run with this one.
I said, dude, it really could happen. I
Yeah.
could do this. He just wanted me to play guitar. I said the only way I'd do it is if Dan Parsons played with me.
Okay.
You know who Dan Parsons is?
The name, of course. I know the name,
he
but I don't know.
Does millions of things.
Familiar
but
with him.
He was in an Ozzy tribute band,
Okay.
and he just knows those squealy things, and he's just really good at that.
The Randy Rhoads style
So-
squealy things? Or
yeah. Well, I mean, like Zach and stuff like that. He just knows all that. And the thing is that I'm more Tony Iommi /
Gotcha.
Rainbow style. He's more the modern 80s style. So it made sense that we could just, if it was Black Sabbath stuff, then I'd probably take more of the leads.
Yeah.
If it was, the more modern stuff, we'd split the Rainbow stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
We got 2 shows this year coming up.
Oh, do you really? Because that was one thing I never got. It was always the timing thing. So we're kind of getting into today then. Now, right?
We're
With
close,
we're
yeah.
close because.
I do have one little story to tell.
Okay,
I
go-
don't.
go.
If you don't use it, you don't use it.
Yeah,
but
no.
So right after Morticia,
Yep.
before I hooked back up with Matt,
Okay.
I went through a little depression because of the whole. I didn't know what I was gonna do, because the Seattle scene, everybody was wearing shorts and flannel, and
Yeah.
that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to look like Morticia, but I needed to. That just wasn't me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wear spandex, but I still would rather wear leather or black jeans and
Yeah.
cool boots or something. But so I didn't play rock for a few years. I formed a band called Egyptian Mummy Crisis.
Okay. Great.
I had
name.
a cello player, a flute player, a keyboard player. Billy, my high school buddy, was on drums,
Okay.
and I played acoustic. And you said Devlin. You remember Devlin?
Yes.
He was playing with me in Egyptian.
Oh,
Mummy
was he
Crisis.
really? Okay.
We did do a rock thing for a minute called Never Now and Forever. Me and Devlin started a band.
Okay.
But that was like 2 years, and we broke up while we were recording. So then we started up Egyptian Mummy Crisis.
Egyptian Mummy Crisis. That's a
And
great
we were
name.
playing, it was different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I wrote a lot of songs for that, but we also did covers so we could do 3 sets.
Okay. All right.
So, we might throw in, Knights in White Satin or something, because we had all the instruments for it.
Oh, that's right. With the cello and the flute too.
Yeah.
Tull? Jethro Tull at all?
Yeah, we did some Tull.
Okay.
We did a lot of stuff, but we didn't use electric guitars. So
Oh, really?
it was all acoustic.
Really? Okay.
And
Yeah. Okay.
and it was a couple of the people that worked at Orchestra Hall with me at the time.
Oh, you were working there? at
Yeah, I
this
was
job?
in charge of the cleaners and maintenance.
Oh, really? Okay.
So at that point. So
what a cool place to
it
work.
was. I loved it. So now, as you say, we jump ahead.
Yep.
And so around the same time I was talking with Matt about Vicious Violet doing that thing, I wanted to do a Zebulon reunion show, which was my high school band.
Okay.
So we got talking, and we weren't able to get Frank involved then.
And that was the drummer.
No, Frank's the guitar player.
Frank's
Billy's
the guitar.
drummer.
Frank was the one that you were in the
first one that-
in the studio with.
Yeah.
The one that
So-
they basically made you be together in that room.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
So Frank just wasn't in the right mindset at that point to do what we needed to do. So Devlin
Yeah.
helped us until he was ready.
Okay.
And so we could practice.
Oh,
so
that's
Devlin
crazy.
but then it didn't happen, and we first were called Big Johnson and the Homewreckers because we had a guy named Scotty Johnson singing, and then we brought a girl singer in that was kind of a Janis Joplin lookalike, and she sang like that.
And this is with the high school friends.
Yeah,
But okay.
but with a different singer, and that became Back Alley. Because see,
Okay.
my recording studio,
You really are bringing us right up to
right?
the.
So my recording studio was called Back Alley.
Okay.
In '98, and so in '99 it was actually when we called we didn't know what to name the band after we kicked Scotty out. So I think it was Pearl, the girl singer, that said, "Why don't you just call it Back Alley since your studio's Back Alley?"
Great name. Great name.
So we did, and then we've been together now. Well, we're not really. We are together, but
it's
after she left the band, we got a singer named William. Love him to death. There were just issues, and he ain't in the band anymore. But I didn't want to keep the band name
Yeah.
with him not there because to me he's too big a crucial part.
Okay.
So it just doesn't feel right. So I hooked up with David Rodriguez, whose band had just kind of folded.
Singer guy, right?
Yep. He had the band Atomic Playboys, and they had broke up, and so they had still one show on the docket, and we had one more Back Alley show. So we agreed to just play each other's shows. Oh. So we'll be Atomic Playboys for this one, but then we waited 3 months after those two shows, but those shows went so well that we got talking and decided to just do it.
I gotcha. And now, but is Kevy in that band as well, or
Nope,
was he?
Nope. Well, yeah. Well, he's sat in, I think.
Oh, he sat in. Okay.
Kevin is my backup to Billy.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Billy. Yeah, that's right. Because I know Kev had said that I still talk to Kev. And so he said that when he would be playing, he'd be, come out and see Back Alley Club at the Eagles Club. Or
Yeah, he's whenever Billy can't do a show and Kevin's available, that's who plays.
Gotcha. Does he wear the cat makeup now?
Also, Jen Dean used to fill in, too. I don't know if you know Jen Dean, but
No, I don't.
jazz metal drummer, but
Okay.
super good. But, so, yeah, we have people that can sometimes fill in, but we don't do it as much anymore. But
Yeah.
Kevin's filled in for Black Rainbow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I got
You know,
I met him when he was in Angel Eyes.
Really?
Remember that band?
I remember. Totally. Wasn't he in Seventh Heaven, too? Or I don't remember.
Maybe. He probably filled in.
He was in a lot of
band?
he was in and out of a lot of bands.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. He's a very good drummer. Always has a positive attitude.
Always.
He's such a nice
And I'll
guy.
tell you, the coolest thing is that dude can sing.
Yeah, I know.
And he can do the harmonies. He'll be back behind the drums, and you got to give him a mic because he'll do the harmonies that nobody even thinks about doing.
Oh, really?
He just always knows where to go and add something special.
Wow. Because I'm sure he sings in the Kiss tribute band. He
Oh,
has
yeah.
to be. Yeah.
But he's really good at it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he's a rock solid drummer too. Yeah. So staying with, are you going to be doing any shows coming up, or are you on a complete hiatus right now?
No, I'm with Atomic Playboys. We got a show this weekend at Serum's. Okay. On Sunday, just yesterday, I sat in on guitar for The Mod Garage, which is Matt's band.
Matt's band, yeah.
I have 2 Black Rainbow shows coming up. I have
Because you
Back Alley is reuniting for one show on the 24th of this month.
and
So William's coming back to sing a show with us.
so because you kind of brought up a little something about like kind of retiring or slowing down or something. And
What I said was, no offense to these people, but there's a lot of bands out there where the guys are close to 70 or in their 70s.
Yeah.
And when they play, they look tired. They look like they're not really into it. And I can tell they're looking at their watches for that exact second when it's done.
Yeah.
Whereas I still will play until the bar stops me. If
Till-
the rest of the band will.
till the power goes off.
Unless the crowd ain't there. But if you have
Yeah.
a good crowd, why
Oh,
would
yeah.
you stop unless you have to?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, if you got the crowd going, why stop? And so that's been my thing all along is we've played an extra half an hour, 40 minutes before after doing 3 sets and just keep going.
Just oh, you make me want to
Back
shout.
Alley was known for doing that,
Yeah.
So, so I just don't want, if my health or something, if I start to become like that, I want to be done.
I gotcha. Well,
I'm just hoping that don't happen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta lose some weight again. I go up and down like a roller coaster.
I got to get a new dryer because it keeps shrinking my clothes right in this section right here. So yeah, I got to just keep doing that. So who exactly do you still play with that you played with in high school? Would it be in Back Alley Club?
Back Alley. Well, it's not club. It's just Back Alley.
Back Alley
And then Zebulon.
and Zebulon. Okay.
When we were in high school, it was Zebulon.
And the Atomic Playboys connection is different from.
Well, it's exactly the same guy, except for David's our singer.
Okay.
But I'm still playing with, because I sang lead.
Okay.
Michael and Frank sang lead when we were in Zebulon. We all,
Oh, you all did.
yeah,
Okay.
kind of like Kiss had multiple songs.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah.
And that's what we did.
That's awesome.
But I tend to get hoarse quick. If everybody wants me to sing the crazy stuff that's at the edge of my range,
okay.
those are the songs people want me to sing.
I gotcha.
And so then I lose because I don't practice enough. And then I get hoarse, and I've been getting hoarse for many years. So it's easier to have a singer and then let me feature on a few songs a night.
Oh yeah, that's great. That's
I
great.
mean, people love hearing me do AC/DC because I sound just like Brian Johnson.
Oh, yeah, didn't you put up a video of
Yeah.
something? Yeah, I did see that. That was crazy. That if you hear the purring, it's the kitty right there on the microphone. Yes, you are definitely Marco's cat if you're going to just go grab the microphone and start purring on there. And now you're introducing some new instruments into your repertoire, is that correct?
Keyboards, yeah.
And what are you doing keyboards on?
What songs?
Or well, what is it with the Atomic Playboys,
Yeah.
right? And so what songs kind of do you do?
Well, anything that they ask me to do, and some of you guys would think is cheesy.
Nice.
But like, turn up the radio.
Okay. Oh!
Yeah. And what was that Eldo Nova tune? Life
Oh,
is just a fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy.
That's cool.
Separate Ways, Journey.
Oh, yeah.
Working for the Weekend.
Really? Awesome. That's great.
But we also do Priest and all sorts of other stuff too. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
we do a huge variety of music. You kind of have to nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Fun in that. I still like traditional, kind of going out and seeing, where you, like the Impaler show was amazing.
I recorded their live album.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to the Star Bar, and then I brought recording gear and I recorded the whole thing, and then I mixed it at my studio.
Oh, really?
We had to fix a few things, like kissed it,
Yeah.
It was my birthday the night I recorded, so at the very end of the CD, you hear them saying, "And happy birthday, Marko."
Oh, awesome.
That is great. Well, and you can tell that Jen's a big part of everything I do. She
Yeah.
is.
So let's tell me a little bit about you and Jen and how you started and
So
all that kind of stuff.
we met for Vicious Violet.
Okay.
She came to a show. He's Urban Wildlife.
Yes, I did see
Yeah.
Static. It was Vicious Violet that I saw there then.
We played with Impaler.
Okay, then I definitely, yeah.
So this is kind of a funny story because
Okay.
it came up at my wedding. So, because Matt, he has no filter from Morticia. But so I was standing there, and Jen, the bass player, was Matt's girlfriend at the time, Phelan. She brought Jen to me and said she has questions about business cards or websites. She's willing to help the band, blah blah blah.
Okay.
And it was really loud, so I took her by the hand and I brought her backstage, just me and her. So, and all it was talking. There was
Yeah.
nothing, And she had a boyfriend at the time and everything, And so, at my wedding, Matt gets up to talk. He's one of the, and so he goes, she walks up, and Marko took her by the hand and brought her backstage, and Bill Lindsay looked at me and said, "Some things never change." Because of the 80s.
Oh, God, yeah.
But they said that at our wedding.
At your wedding. Nice. Oh, God.
And yeah, it was pretty funny. But she did help us with some projects and stuff. And about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months after she broke up with her boyfriend, we started dating.
Okay.
It's been 18 years.
Wow. Yeah, because I know she's very heavily involved in pretty much everything you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That kind of came later.
Yeah.
It's probably about 10 or 11 years now she's been doing lots of stuff. She doesn't do anything with Black Rainbow,
Okay.
but she does do Atomic Playboys and Back Alley.
Okay.
And she has got up and she was go-go dancing for a while for Matt's band.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she also,
For Mod Garage, right?
yeah.
Yep.
And then she has gotten up and danced for Theater of Pain because she can sing too,
Okay.
before they had the Nasty Habits.
I know what that
Okay,
is.
they have 2 girls that now get up, and they're called the Nasty Habits. And
The Nasty Habits. Okay.
they don't sing though; they just dance.
Oh, okay.
And,
For like girls, stuff like that.
They're just in the background.
Oh, okay.
But see, that's where Jen kind of can tip the scales a little bit because she can actually help out in ways.
Yeah.
You know, I
understand.
So, but you know what? It's just I'm getting older, and I want my wife to be part of my life.
Absolutely.
She never sang before she met me, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you brought that out. That's cool.
Right.
That's cool.
So, you know, I
'Cause
work
didn't
with her.
She had some stuff going on with I point here, but in the live feeds that you had,
Yep.
she was involved in that as
Yep.
well.
She'd get up and sing.
Yep.
backup, something like that.
I'm gonna have to go. I don't know where Otsego is, and I was gonna look it up on the map, but Hairball's gonna play, and Slaver's gonna open up for him.
Their new singer's amazing too. Joe Dandy left, and
Yeah.
Hairball was in my basement. I have a picture of us down here.
Oh, really?
They auditioned the singer that's with them now. He's from Las Vegas.
Oh, the auditioned him here.
Yeah,
This
in
is
my basement.
This is live, but recorded in Markos Basement. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was fun because I promised him I'd keep it hush.
Yeah.
But I said, can I at least watch?
Yeah.
So me and my wife sat in chairs and
All right, so we're here live in Markos Basement right now, where you've seen many shows live on Facebook during the COVID time. And now, you tell me a little bit about this guy over here.
yeah, I'm on the far right.
All right.
And that was the last poster we did while I was in the band. The first one ain't up, but these two were kind of done at the same time. Before we had management. This is true.
Becky Schmidt-Bauer's
Boner, that's his name.
Boner. That's
Yep.
yeah, gotcha. And
Yep.
so this is where they would come in, and you had a 3-camera shoot. You said.
Yep.
And you basically, it was a concert. It was live. You had an
They
intro.
played a full show.
They had an intro. And then you'd come and you'd have basically a live concert, and
Yep.
people could interact by using the chat feature on Facebook Live, and it was amazing. It was so much fun.
Here's another Morticia. There's 2 posters.
Oh yeah, I know these.
That was
guys.
the original with Chris Winter.
Yeah.
And then Kat Jackson joined after Chris left.
Okay. I gotcha. That's right. Cat was. That's so many different, different times that I just don't remember everything exactly the way I should. Now that's a picture of Back Alley over there.
Mr. Zero's record there
Oh yeah, right there.
from his record
That's
store.
true. Well, in Kissing
There's two of
Time.
them, Kissing Time
Yeah.
record, yeah.
I got one of those in my basement too.
Yeah.
The Kissing Time from Kevy.
There's a few little things here and
Yeah,
there.
there is.
There's some Kiss pops that Heavy Kevy gave me.
Oh, Kevy gave you those?
Are they beer? I can't remember. I've never opened them.
They're probably fermented now.
Right.
Either way. And there's a Back Alley Club, but I gotta get in the way of Back Alley. I keep saying Back Alley Club. I don't know why
That
I keep
was
saying
an
that.
old picture because Frank's been with us at least 8 or 9 years now, but that has Newman.
Oh, okay.
Big Daddy Love, we used to call him.
Big. So the bands would come in here and play, and then you have you also record in here too. Is that correct?
Yep. If you see those jacks in the wall.
Yeah, I see them. Oh, looks like there's something back there.
Yep, we'll walk there now. Do you need me to turn another light on?
We're getting a little backlight. I'm just got to get around it here.
I can go like this.
Oh, there we go. Wow. Holy cow.
Old school stuff.
Yes, this is awesome.
Yep.
And you got the window. Did you put that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Oh, and you got the Love Gun picture over there. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of Kiss influences going on.
Yeah, right there too.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Led Zeppelin, Doors doll, Janis doll, Ozzy.
Wow. What's the story on this guitar here?
Which one?
The colorful one.
It's really heavy. A friend gave me that just recently. I just have to put new strings on it. It does play.
Does it really?
The strings are like dead.
That's crazy.
She wants to be part of it again.
Yes, you gonna play for us? Play some Faster Pussycat.
And then there's a lot of CDs that I've recorded in here besides other
So
ones.
you use this as a recording studio? Okay, because I was
Yeah.
familiar with the live aspect, but you
Yeah, I
also
did.
do the
Yep.
okay, which is so the recording studio is primary, I would gather.
Yep.
I gotcha.
I was just. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the one I recorded.
And you brought did them on location. Where
Yep.
where did you record that again?
The old Star Bar.
Oh yeah, I remember the Star Bar. That place was pretty cool. It was up in the north end off of University Avenue. Am I right?
Yep.
All right.
In here somewhere it does say Back Alley Studio.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so yep. But that was the one I did for them. I did a lot of different bands though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that was probably the band you'd for sure know.
The most. Yeah.
There were a lot of original local bands that I recorded back in the day.
So, this is ADAT or what's the?
Nope.
No.
It's Tascam DA38 and see ADAT was like it looked like a VHS tape.
Okay.
These are 8mm. Basically.
Oh wow. Really? Okay.
Yep. And it's better quality than ADAT.
And so you have 4 decks here.
I have 3. This is actually a mastering
Oh, okay.
unit.
So, all right. Now I'm really curious as to how this works. So, there's your mixing console. How do you use
Those-
one?
Well, they're synced.
So you can basically
Yeah, I can record. See,
so
this-
there's 24 tracks going across them. Is that what it is?
yes.
Oh, I'm used to the big washing machine. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right. Yeah, each one has 8, and then this board is 32.
Okay.
So, like, if it was on right now and I hit a button, this would all switch because it's the first 16. So each track's a 6 and 22, 7 and 23.
Oh, really?
Because they're each, it all just changes, and then you become from 17 through 32.
Okay. Well,
And-
that's really crazy.
So when I'm mixing, this thing also, what's cool about this is old school. People don't even use it anymore. But what you can do is it's all automated. So when I mixed, I could save everything I did. So,
okay.
So I don't have to do it, So this guitar solo, this one part's a little loud. Bring it down.
Oh,
And so then when you play it back after you mix, you see these faders all kind of moving.
oh, that's crazy. Yeah, and I've seen that on like videos and stuff like
Right.
that, but I've never seen it actually done live. But this would have been a technology that was kind of in the middle.
Yep.
With that, because you had
Yeah,
the
I
big
bought
washing
this-
machine 2-inch tapes and like the 24-track board, and then it kind of moved into this,
Yep.
and now it is.
Well, now it's all computer based.
yeah, now it's all like
Pro Tools,
GarageBand or-
Logic.
Yeah, whatever.
So that's why I quit recording, because everybody right around 2010 was saying, well, don't you have Pro Tools? Don't you have, don't you? I want to use this and this and this, auto tune and this and this,
Yes.
and I'm like, nope.
I don't want to have musicians.
I'm
and
done.
Have music.
I'm done.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to have to. I was doing this as a hobby,
Yeah.
and I was making good money for a while doing it.
Yeah.
But what was happening after I left my old studio, which was I had a bathroom, everything in it.
Oh,
Well, here now people are going up into my house to use the bathroom,
okay. So
and there were
now you're gonna be
elements
more selective about the people that you have.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I still did it for a couple of years,
Yeah.
and like I said, I mean it was great, but everybody started wanting Pro Tools and this and that, and I didn't want to go spend another $10,000 on all computer gear
Plus, you're fluent
for a
in
hobby.
this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like, okay, well, everybody's gonna play like a 9-string guitar now, and everybody's gonna play it left-handed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you already developed all the skills.
Well,
for doing
and there are
this.
people that did switch over. Bart did a great job switching over to computer. He
Well,
has
it's his primary though. I mean, that's
Well-
his primary living, isn't it? The
Yes,
studio.
it is.
Yeah.
But he did a great job switching over. But
Okay, because he was 16-track when we went there, and it was real.
originally, yeah.
Yeah, that's when we were 89.
Yep.
That's when we recorded.
And then when we recorded in '91, when we started the 13 Nightmares with Morticia, he had just gotten the ADATs.
Okay. So
And he had a couple sequencers and a few
and that's when you were-
samplers. And
So yeah, so the thing about this is you're able to marry all these things together. You're able
Yeah.
to get multiple. Whereas before, I wonder how'd you even do that? You know what I mean?
Right.
You couldn't have multiple tape. How would you sync it? And this automatically syncs, and it changes your levels automatically too. I can't. Yeah, that would be awesome.
well, that thing, I mean, if it was on, you wouldn't believe how many pages. Because this thing, is a screen that tells you everything that you need to know. But every one of these buttons
Yeah.
is a different screen. And each one of these buttons has two functions.
Oh
So
my God! So you got.
so if you hit the shift button, every one of these becomes a different thing.
Oh my gosh!
And then it goes deeper than that too. So like
I'm lost at the surface
Yeah.
here, so I don't know.
well, like, because this has built-in effects and stuff.
Okay.
So you could add delays, reverbs, flangers, whatever. Everything's built in. So you have to have a page for every single effect. And some of those effects have 2 pages.
Wow. And so you okay. So this would be the beginnings of the switch over from analog to digital
Yep.
primarily. I would say probably right in the dead center middle.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I bought that board in 2003, I think.
Yep. That's
Because I had an analog board before that one. I still have it, but
I gotcha.
but I had
Is it enormous?
it-
Does
it
it
would-
fit in this room?
not. No, I mean, it wasn't that big, but
Yeah.
we'd have 3 people on the board to mix. We didn't
Really?
have automated fit. Yeah, everybody'd have. We'd memorize. Okay, at this point we got to do this. At this point we got to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or the vocals right here need to just come down a little bit, and this guitar solo needs to come up a little. But there'd be 3 of us with our jobs.
Really?
Yeah, that was like 98 to.
So and then when you got this board, what did the other 2 guys do?
Yeah, it was just whoever's in the band.
Like,
I mean,
I'm sorry, we had to replace you with this
Right.
mixer here.
but this board, I love this board so much.
Yeah.
I demoed it. I went to a Tascam thing
Okay.
and got to watch it demoed, and that's what sold me on it. But it was at the time 3,000 or 4,000 just for
Yeah.
that board.
Wow, really? That's
Each one of these decks were $2,000 a piece
wow.
back when I bought them.
Yeah. Now, can you still? Is all the media still available and everything like
Yeah,
that? Are you able to
it's
find
getting
it?
tougher.
Okay.
I have 2 projects that I keep saying I'm gonna finish. Mm-hmm. But the reason I haven't is because I would need those bands to do it. There's only 2 things that I need to finish, and then I could just start selling some of this. Some of this I won't make much on, but there's a couple things over there that are still worth a lot of money. Yeah, I mean, these were my overheads for drums.
Condensers?
Yeah, they're, I don't memorize nothing. I'm not a gearhead.
Oh, okay.
But they're Audio-Technica Pro 37Rs.
Okay.
And then I had a ton of these Russian ones. Octavia.
Really?
And then I have a few of these Audio-Technicas. They're good for, like, toms.
Oh, I got you.
This one, I have to put the top back on it. But this one's a Studio Projects, which I love.
Yeah, for vocals?
They have all sorts of shit in here, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Another Audio-Technica.
Yeah.
AT33. I have a tube one. Where's that? It should be here somewhere. I'm surprised it ain't sitting out. I might have borrowed it. You know what I did? I borrowed it to my singer.
Oh.
So, but I have it's a Rode NTK tube, microphone.
Oh, really? That's cool.
That's what
cool.
I used for almost all my lead vocals.
Gotcha. That's my weird stuff.
Well, all right.
All right. Well, I
think we
can't
hit it
thank
all.
it up, and we gotta close in on Johnny over here. There he is. It's exactly the guy that you think he is. Johnny Cash.
I met him.
Man. What?
3 times I got to work with him.
Okay, hold on. You gotta stand next to Johnny Cash, and you gotta tell that story.
Let me turn the light back.
Yeah, turn that light back on. We just you just throw that off, and then we walk away. It's like, oh yeah.
When I worked at Orchestra Hall,
Yes.
I a lot of times got to work with the entertainers that came there. Johnny played there every year for a while.
Okay.
So, and I would go hang out with him and chat with him, and June Carter would be dancing around, and he always stared at her.
Really?
She was so bubbly, and he would just chill and stare at his wife.
Really?
Wasn't a shocker that he died so close to her.
Oh yeah.
Because you could see it in his eyes how much he loved her. It was impressive.
Really? So what kind of stuff did you talk about with him? I'm very curious.
I very
I've never
seldom.
met anybody that's actually talked to Johnny Cash. So.
Oh, I've talked to him. He would just talk about his life, how he liked to live, the foods he ate.
Oh really?
I didn't ask him music questions because I didn't want to bug him. That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
So whenever I talked to the entertainers that came down there, I would just chat about whatever they wanted to chat about. I'd let them lead.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
I met a lot of famous actresses too because they had a thing called the Women's Lecture Series.
Yeah.
So different women every year would come and give a lecture, and then I'd end up working with them too.
Really? Anybody of note?
Mary Tyler Moore.
Shut up.
I actually
Wait a
waited.
minute. So
I waited for her taxi with her out back.
You're gonna make it after all.
So just a second. We've been talking now for almost 2 hours, and you didn't drop the Johnny Cash bomb or the
I
Mary
have lots
Tyler
of
Moore
bombs that
bomb.
I don't think about until I come up.
That's awesome. Holy cow.
No, I've met a lot of people.
Jeez. Well, I think that we got part 2 coming up. Well, I cannot thank you enough. It has been an absolute pleasure coming over here, being in the iconic Markos Basement, and actually being able to interview. It's been awesome. So thank you very much.
Cool. My pleasure. Good seeing you.